soulful voice takes you on a musical journey that reveals his innermost feelings and, yes, even his heart. I mean, you listen to the song called When in Doubt and Wanderlust, we're kind of taken along on this journey, and I had to read all that because I wanted to make sure I captured Bryant Del Toro accurately. Bryant, welcome. Nice to have you with us.
I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you.
So the truth is that when I listen to Wanderlust, for example, one of your great songs, it really does take you on your own personal journey of discovery, right?
Mm-hmm. The story behind that song was very interesting. I worked a job for many, many years, and I found myself in a place like I had quit that job, and my mother and I, we share a birthday. So what we like to do is travel on our birthdays together, and we happen to be in Spain. So I find myself for the first time jobless. I find myself in a different country, and it really felt like the precipice of the beginning of a new adventure, you know? So I was sitting on the balcony of my aunt and uncle's home in Sevilla, and I think the first line that I wrote was to wake up in a bed that's not your own, to rise with a different sun. And the difference between this second album, the new album that we're talking about, and the first one is I have grown exponentially as a songwriter, and this is definitely much more personal and much more earnest compared to things that I've written before.
All right, let's hear a little clip of Wanderlust.
Okay.
To travel to a foreign land, to lay down in a bed that's not my own, to rise with a different sun, to be in a place someone else calls their home and get lost.
Yeah, I mean, you really do get a sense of what you're experiencing, and I think that's at the heart and soul. But you have a real soulful voice, a really soulful sound, and then you've got what amounts to Los Lobos behind you playing great music. I mean, it's a great combo. It's a really good mix.
Thank you. Man, let me tell you, this album really has been a long time coming. So I released my first album at the tail end of 2014, beginning of 2015. And then I believe a year after 2016, I started recording. I got really, really sick. I got bronchitis and I didn't take care of myself. And then it ended up affecting my vocal cord. I ruptured a vein.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Vocal cord that left me unable not only to sing, but to speak for almost a year. So I lost a year. Oh man, yeah, let me tell you, I
can't imagine what that would be like for a singer.
I used to tell my mom, obviously writing it down, I go, not being able to speak is one thing, but not being able to sing is torture. And so I lost that 1 year. And then I was recording with the original producer, Paolo Angulo, from the first album. But we had creative differences, and I just wanted to try something else. So I started working with a gentleman here called JP Gasca. And I think the recording process took about 2 years. And then right when I was going to release the album, my father landed in the hospital. Thank God he's okay.
Oh, good.
And I decided, hey, let me focus on my family and take care of my family. And I postponed it. And then I told myself, okay, February, March, here we go. Boom, COVID-19. And I was like, okay, so we're going to wait.
This is the way it's going to be. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to wait. So yeah, but it's finally out. It's finally out. Yeah.
Well, that is fantastic, and I think one of the, I mean, when I talk about your heart, I mean, you do so many great things. Tell me a little bit about what motivated you to serenade patients in hospitals.
Oh, that's my proudest achievement as a human being. So I started off really, really young. Right out of high school, I started playing at local coffee houses and talent shows and open mics. And I was approached by this nonprofit organization at a kind of like a networking mixer called Musicians on Call. That was the name of the organization. And they asked me, they were like, hey, you seem really charming and very personable. Have you ever thought of volunteering? And I go, yeah, I'd love to. I've always, my mom has imprinted that in me ever since Gainesville. We used to volunteer a lot. So I go into one of the 3 hospitals that they do here in South Florida for the South Florida chapter because it's nationwide.
Right.
And it's local and independent artists in addition to Grammy award-winning global well-known artists. So I walk into this room and there's a beautiful elderly woman silver hair, and I believe that she had Parkinson's. So she was shaking tremendously, shaking. So all she says when she was able to, she's like, can you play something soft? So I think I played Let It Be by the Beatles. And then she closes her eyes and she stops shaking. And in my head, I go, oh my God, she fell asleep. I was like, wow. I serenaded this lady to sleep. So I turn around, and as I'm leaving, she grabs my arm and she says, thank you so much. I had been shaking. I've had an attack since about 2:30 in the afternoon. Wow. And when I went to volunteer, it was about 5 in the afternoon because I went after work. And I remember keeping my composure, and I was like, hey, thank you so much. Bless you. Have a great day. Thank you. Take care of yourself. I literally walked out of the patient's room, and I fell right on my rear end, and I bawled. I cried. And just because it was so overwhelming.
I got chills just thinking about that.
No. Ben, let me tell you, we got to do a separate interview that's just about that, because I have so many amazing stories. But so I'm on the floor, and I'm very emotional. And the guide, because there's always a musician and a guide that goes into the room first and asks the patients, hey, we have free music. Would you love to hear a song today or be performed for? And she told me, she's like, hey, we only have to do that one room. It's okay. And I go, no, let's keep going. And we ended up doing 3 floors of the hospital.
Really? Oh, well.
And it became a positive addiction for me.
So there you go. See, I mentioned your heart early on, and that's really what it's all about with Bryant Del Toro, a terrific musician, a great singer, amazing voice, and you're a gift to us. Thank you so much for being with us on the show. And listen, I wish you the continued success, and come back and see us again. So again, the current album is?
Higher Expectations, out everywhere. So.
Bryant Del Toro, thank you so much. Good to have you with us.
Thank you. Can't wait to come back. Thank you. Be safe.